So check this out. Most people don't relapse because they're weak. They relapse because one of the mistakes that I'll be detailing in this video are being made. I've lost my sobriety in the first 30 days on a number of occasions, and it wasn't because I didn't want it bad enough. If you're in the first 30 days of your sobriety journey, this video will help assure that you successfully make it another 30 days. I promise you. What's up, guys? My name is Austin Baylor Perry, and I went from being homeless, bouncing between Vancouver, Washington, and Portland, Oregon, to fighting my way into sobriety one day at a time. The first 30 days, an absolute battlefield, honestly. And this is where people either build momentum or they fall back into the same cycle that always ends in relapse. So in this video, I'm breaking down the 6 biggest mistakes that I've made in the first 30 days of my sobriety, so you don't have to learn the way that I did, the hard way. And mistake number 5 and number 6 are absolutely detrimental to your sobriety. The first mistake is trying to do it alone. Years back when I first got clean and sober, I tried over and over again to do it all by myself. At home, the home detox, no treatment, no meetings, the whole bit. And I failed miserably every time. And it was not because I did not want it bad enough. Because believe you me, I did. That senseless method left me stuck and led me back to active addiction every time. Remember this, addiction thrives in isolation, and recovery sticks and becomes possible through connection. My personal experience leads me to believe that detox and treatment are the only effective way to establish yourself in sobriety and to create a sober lifestyle for yourself. But I have heard of a few different cases where people actually get clean and sober just in the rooms of AA and NA. And honestly, big ups to them. That's a huge accomplishment, but that has not been my personal experience. I do want to go on record saying, though, that in every case where I've heard of somebody getting clean and sober in the rooms of AA and NA, they always have a sponsor and they always work the steps. Always. And in fact, the sponsor takes the sponsee through the steps. This example right here should show you the vital importance of connection and sobriety. I also want to mention that in every case that I've personally heard of, the individual that's getting sober establishes a higher power of their understanding, but more on that later. Mistake number 2, thinking that things get easier fast. Nobody ever told me this until this time around, which I think is kind of funny, but oftentimes when you get sober, things get worse before they get better. Remember, your brain is recalibrating and it's rebuilding itself. Your emotions come flooding back, and you start to feel and think in ways that, depending on how long you've been in active addiction for, you may have even forgot that it was capable of. And if you aren't prepared for that, you'll think something is wrong. But nothing is wrong, I promise you. You're healing. And the most hopeful word in sobriety is neuroplasticity. Mistake number 3, returning to the same unhealthy environment. Keep this in the forefront of your mind. Same people, same places, same bad habits. When I got sober this time around, I had to completely cut off people that I cared about. And it wasn't because I didn't love them or care about them. It was because I finally started loving myself. You can't build a new life in the same environment that broke you. Mistake number 4, replacing addiction with nothing. Quitting but not replacing. Never gonna work. Addiction isn't just about substances. It's about escape. It's about identity. And it's about filling a void. So when you remove it, it leaves a void. And if you don't fill that void with something positive, something that gives you purpose, something healthy, and something that's healing, you're bound to fall back into the same way of life that led you to have a void in the first place. Your brain always defaults to what it knows. And the void is a part of your programming. But again, neuroplasticity is the most hopeful word in sobriety. For me, it was showing up for my son, showing up for myself, exercise, eating healthy, and finally doing what I was always passionate about, which was creating content. My entire life has become centered around growth. And I want to stress this one more time. You absolutely need to involve yourself in something that gives you purpose. This is vital. Mistake number 5, not establishing a relationship with a higher power of your understanding. Depending on where you're at in your sobriety journey, this one might hit different, but you must establish a relationship with a higher power of your understanding. For me, that's God. I know a lot of people that have struggled with this, and honestly, with some of the lives some of these individuals have lived, I can empathize. For me, spirituality has always been a huge part of my life, but during the periods where I neglected my relationship with God, I always fell deep into active addiction, and my life was totally plagued with misfortune of my own creating. And when I say I fell deep into active addiction, my entire life was totally consumed with it. God has always been the center point of my success, and I hold that near and dear to my heart. If you haven't yet, I can only hope and pray that you establish a higher power of your understanding, because I know just how important it is to my life and my sobriety, and I can only hope that it would be the same for yours. Mistake number 6, forgetting why you started. This one has taken me out a number of times. Every time after a few weeks, my mind would start negotiating, and as soon as I gave myself the option, it was game on. And I was back in what I call go mode. When my mind would start to negotiate, I'd start to tell myself things like, oh, I can only do it just this once, or I'm different now, or I can be a recreational heroin user. Duh. Not the case. Every time it was an extraordinarily dangerous game. And I mean a literal dance with the devil. I can never forget why I started, and I can never give myself the option to use, ever. I want to stress it one more time. You have to remind yourself exactly why you started, and I'm talking every single day. Write it down, say it out loud, whatever you need to do to drill it in your brain that this is why I started and this is why I'm staying sober. That's what you need to do. Don't let yourself forget the pain that brought you to getting sober in the first place. Listen, if you're in the first 3 days of sobriety, they aren't going to be perfect, but they are meant to change you. Every urge you resist, every time you show up, you're becoming somebody new and establishing those new neural pathways. So if you're in the first 30 days of sobriety, I want you to comment below. Day 1, day 30, day 50, wherever you're at in your sobriety journey, comment below, because I'm here to support you. And know this, you're not doing it alone. I won't let you. And if this video helped you even just a little bit at all, please hit subscribe and support me on my recovery journey. I would be most grateful. I'm documenting my sobriety journey in real time, so let's rebuild our lives together. I want you to be a part of what I'm building here. And if you made it to this point in the video, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support means the absolute world, and you're helping me make my dreams a reality. I believe in you, and I'm proud of you. See you in the next one.